What's up, Mr. Peculiar back? Psychedelic Adventures once more. So today we got something special. Classic sound. We all used to love the old infected mushroom, the old school version of it particularly. And look, I think this is a classic sound. I've replicated it on a few of my older tracks. I simply love it. Let's just have a quick listen, shall we? Yeah, I think you'll agree that captures the old infected vibe quite well. So what we're going to do is create a new instance of Serum. Put that one over there for reference in case I forget something. Now, very important part of the sound. Let's go into the MIDI. So notes overlapping. Another key part about it is high and low octaves. So changing the scale quite reasonably over different octaves. The other one is these little 30-second rolls, which we do up here. Change it to 30-second, and those little rolls are distinctive of the sound. So if we just have a listen to the MIDI on its own, I don't think you want to see me write a MIDI line. That's the basis of it, is getting that particular sound right, and you'll see that it even starts sounding pretty good if we turn on mono, which will enable those pitch bends. It actually sounds reasonable on its own with nothing on it. Let's turn up the portamento time so we get a bit more out of those bends. Okay, and that's the basics of the MIDI. You can copy mine if you like, do something similar. I think you get the idea. So what do we like to do first? I actually like to put on another oscillator. On the first oscillator, I like to put a bit of detuning on there. That can be automated later or whatever. On the filter, I actually like to go for a bandpass filter. Let's go for the 12. Bump up some resonance, bang in some drive. Let's put both oscillators through the filter. Clicking that button. So now it pretty much comes down to effects and how we want to affect the sound. Now a bit of a signature is the LFO. Jump that onto the filter and turn BPM off. So we want to be able to crank the rate of the LFO. So trig is also needs to be on. So that's a pretty standard, I would say, old school infected sound. Now if we jump over to the effects, I like to turn on the distortion. I like to crank the drive to full and wind back the mix. Which gives us that nice distorted sound. We could put a bit more resonance potentially. And now I like starting to set up my macros. So macro 1, let's go into the matrix. Let's map macro 1 to LFO1 rate. LFO1 rate. So now on the rate, we can adjust this rate down here with macro 1. We want this to go uni one way. And we might have that on a bit high, so let's turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I like that. The second one, I like to put it on the decay. So I like to bring the decay down. This is our standard sound. But it's nice to be able to chop it finally, like. So let's map the second macro, macro 2 in the matrix. Macro 2 to decay time. Envelope 1, decay time. And that's not working because I didn't turn up the slider. Now I don't want it to start back there, so we're going to go single way here again. Let's pull the decay back a bit. Okay, I like that. Now I like to put the third macro. We add a reverb in. Let's dump a reverb on there. And we're going to mess with the decay time. Okay, turn macro. Just to give us that spatial effect. So we're trying to keep things simple. I'm not going to go into a half an hour tutorial about the details, but I want to assign that to macro 3. So let's jump into effects. Where are we? Verb wet. Crank it up a bit. Turn it to single. So you can go to town and do as many of those as you feel fit. I think the last thing that I would potentially do, which I do on almost every lead, cut the lows to say 300. That's just a random number I'm picking out of my head. I love the amp saturator. I said I put it on just about everything, and it's true. Wind back the output gain and give it a bit of gain. That's just going to level out our peaks and make sure it doesn't wig out on us. Finally, let's just put some delay. So I've got a delay on Ascend effects. And let's just turn that on. Another very important part of the sound. If you don't know how to set up send effects, there's plenty of tutorials online you can check that out with. Alright, and pretty much we just come back to the oscillator and we can play with the cutoff and record automation for these little things. So let me do that right now. Next one. Alright, well there's a lot of work that needs to be done there, but I think you get the picture. There's a lot of fun to be had with that. Very simple patch. That was obviously a little bit rough, but you know, this is a tutorial after all, and it's the information that you need to gather. Anyway, that'll be another Mr. Peculiar out for another psychedelic adventure. Like and subscribe. I'm hoping to get to my big milestone of 100 subscribers, and if you've made it this far, I'm pretty sure you liked the video. Alright, peace out. That's Mr. P.